And it is so interesting that today's daily word
Yes.
is
Yes.
yes. And yes is one of the passwords we use to get into the Sunday celebration service.
Oh, okay.
If you ever zoom in, do you want in? The answer is yes. If you want something to be made available to you, you have to say yes first. You know, there's also lots of things that come back to you. Hi, everybody. I think we're streaming live now on Facebook. My name is Tim West, or Tim from wherever I am. I'm one of the prayer chaplains for Unity in the Olympics. I'm now in Warrenton, Missouri, and I'm joined with Sandra Blanchard, who's also a prayer chaplain in Unity in the Olympics. And she's in, where are you? Where are you today, Sandra? Is that
in Squim, Washington, about 18 miles from PA, from the church.
Nice. And you were telling me, or somebody was telling me, that we, or you all y'all out there, may be getting some weather coming towards you.
Yes, true? Last night it came pouring down in buckets like I have never seen around here. Didn't last long. It was like 15 minutes and then it passed. Supposedly we were supposed to have snow. We haven't seen that yet, but we've got a lot of darkness out there this time of day.
Yeah. Well, we had rain the other day that was snow, which was hail, which was sheets of rain fog, which was unusual. And I live 2.5 miles away from where I was. Oh. You know, I just thought it was just interesting how you can experience so much in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know, how do you experience so much in one day? You say yes to it, because what else can you say, right?
Right. It's the reality right now at the moment.
Yes.
How do we sit with it? May not be able to go anywhere either.
You know, I remember all my different weather stories, you know, like coming back from a prayer circle in McKinney, Texas, going back to Denton. And we had a severe storm went through, and I, you know, was pushed over to the side of the road, and I kind of went off the road. Well, if I would have went any further, I would have been in an accident, and I would have been in the middle of a tornado. So, you know, we're always in the right place at the right time, and everybody's here at the right time for Monday Midday Meditation. Right?
Right. Yes.
And the great thing about it, it's in the season of Advent.
Yes, it is.
I like the way that this year, the daily word and the Advent message are two different messages. This week's Advent message is about hope and faith, and it kind of teeters back and forth between one and the other, because some of us believe that the first week of Advent is about hope or faith, but it's that I want to say that dangling idea out there of things greater yet to be.
Yet to be.
And where does that start? Right inside of thee, right?
Right.
So faith and hope. So if you get a chance, read that secondary publication you can get at unity.org underneath publications.
Oh, okay.
And while there, you can also pick up a copy to download or have mailed to your house. I'm not going to go great into detail on that one, but know that we all have hope and we all have faith. And I like the way that today's daily word is about yes. The first thing you have to do when you're presented with new potentiality is, what do you say to it? Yes. Right?
Yes.
Yes. You've got to be open to say yes. If you look at it and say no, what's going to happen? Not, you know, you're canceling that good before you even get to it. So, Sandra,
I was thinking about the word hope yesterday when we were in hearing about it. And the thing that came up about hope is how we understand the meaning of hope in ways that we say affirming what we want, not just saying, I hope you have, or I wish you have, but instead was saying, I affirm that this process will go smoothly, instead of saying, I wish it will go smoothly. It was really interesting to learn how to reword how we say it. So it's more positive
Oh,
and affirming.
oh,
So,
and it is
okay.
positive and affirming. When you start out and think about it, it is an image or an impression that you see in the positive coming forward. And if you think about it, that's really the first part of the book of John. In the beginning was that vision or that image or that logos coming forward. And what do we have to do? We have to say yes to that. That's that
Yes.
good ever unfolding that it talks about in Genesis, which is that cycle
Right.
that gets us to now. Yeah.
And, okay, let's just read the daily word. Yes. And then we can embrace it some more.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. I embrace all that comes, saying yes to my life. My positive thoughts and feelings are open me to the free flow of divine energy within. My affirmative attitude helps me move forward with readiness and receptivity to whatever life may bring. Whatever opportunities or adventures come my way today, my answer is an enthusiastic yes. Yes, I am ready to try something new. Yes, even if it is difficult, I will give it my best effort. Yes, I can find and choose to experience the good in every situation. Yes, I can learn and grow through any challenge. With God, I am unafraid. My life depends and expands as I call upon my faith, courage, and tenacity. I don't need to know every step before I take the first one. Really don't need to know every step before you take the first one. Yes, so many times, yes. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. It comes from Psalm 118:24. So what do we all say together? I embrace all that comes, saying yes to my life.
I embrace all that comes, saying yes to my life. So right before here, I had a vision check. And one of the things it did is dilate my eyes, which makes my vision a little fuzzy. But before the process was over, I had a thorough exam in order to refine or revise or refine my vision. And he would say, this or this? Is it this? Yes. Or is it this? Yes. So he would say, is it this? And I would say, yes, which means this one is clearer, because he would do it, go back and teeter a little bit between the two different choices with each dimension that I was being brought into for refining my vision. We do the same thing. We do the same thing in parallel with that spiritually. By saying yes, it draws us near. By saying, like we do in social media, more of those like items come your way. I call it the slug bug principle. It's going to come your way until you are so aware of it, it's going to be smack dab right where you are. That's saying yes. But a lot of times we try to control that yes. It's like, I don't know, maybe. Instead of first receiving it and gently releasing it so someone else can gain that greater good. So let's take those thoughts and concepts about yes and know that this is about the season of hope and faith right now, just as we enter into that season of Advent, which is basically letting go of our human existence a moment so we can experience those four basic qualities that pulls it all together for us, which are our beliefs or our faith or our hope, our peace, which is that first process which we join here today for, love, which we are all in the flow of, and joy, which we so richly desire to express. Breathe in like you're breathing in that scent off of a pine tree when it's freshly cut. And exhale as if you're wishing to see that winter frost from your air. For that desire is everywhere present to be in the oneness of all things. So breathe in, let it get your nose a little bit cold. And release when you can no longer hold. And allow yourself to gently rest upon that seat wherever you are. Feel the temperature change just a little bit. And see it draw more dew as it's released. Let your inner mind be at ease. Feel that swirl wrap around you, that gentleness of the air. Allow it to be not filled with a chill, but with the warmth of spirit everywhere. Like a rich cup of cocoa with marshmallows on top. Say yes if you want it. Say no if you do not. For you don't have to answer with words, but just with mind's inner thoughts. For it is what brings to us when we say yes, not what we say when we say it is not. Just allow what's before you to be present with you in the moment. And breathe in and breathe out. Set your own pace, just like the snowflakes all about. Into this individuality, into this spirituality we breathe. Breathing in all of creation and creating an image inside of inner peace. Breathe in and release. Now let's think about it just a moment, those simple flakes falling from the air, falling to the ground where it's been laying dormant, laying bare. Coating the ground with a blanket of white. Covering up all that was in front of us, making a blanket of white. Now, if you will, visualize it stopping in the stillness of the air, the crispness of it on your face, to the corner of what you could almost not bear. Now think about it as if you were looking at that chill of the frost through a pane of glass, And you are on the inside where the furnace does not blast, but keeps it just gently comfortable, tolerable for whatever you desire to wear. And you're looking out on that blanket of white in the silence as you stare. Breathing in and out. You see the difference as your breath touches the paint, creating a double frosted image as you look out and see that sleigh. The joy brings within you deep inside when you know that you get to go with all that is on the joy-filled ride. Once it was over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go. But you know, in this day and age, it's into the depths of our consciousness that we grow. For everything in that image is God. All that you see, all that you desire, the joy that it fills you with, that image that it creates, it's all by one higher power. In that individual connection of divine creation that is experienced through you. And as you're filled with joy for that sleigh ride through the night, know that what brings you even more pleasure is your own delight as you move swiftly through that silence or the gentle wisp that passes by with the breeze as your carriage swerves all the passageways in the snow as it weaves. And it takes you to this perfect place, a semi-fiery pit where the brightest flame appears before you and says in the silent, your deepest wish. And that desire that you wish to deploy jumps through you like a good girl or good boy, and you dash off without the carriage through the rest of the snow, laying backwards in the glee light underneath the starlight and the snow, making angels with your arms, with your legs against each crystal until you see that wish coming true with the next sleigh carriage whistle. And with that crack of that whip, you come back with a breath and stay in this consciousness as you exit this path and return to this time and space, saying yes to everything you wish to embrace. One more deep breath, and back you should come with a jingle of a sleigh, a rattle, and a drum. Open your eyes if you do so desire, and we can close out this Facebook chat and hand it over to something higher. Welcome back. I think you're muted.
Oh, yes, I did. I muted it so there wouldn't be any background sounds. The blower in the background or something. Yeah.
Well,
So,
we know in meditation, we just incorporate it in and just let it be. And I think, that's one of those big things about the holiday season. Everybody gets so tensed up and they just don't let it be.
just to
It's
sit
it's
with
all
it
good when
sometimes.
we just and say
Mhm.
yes, acknowledge it and let it go. Yeah. And just, that it was there for a purpose and you don't even have to know. It was. It just was. So thanks for joining me today, Sandra.
Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah. And this is actually our show. And we'll be
Yes,
back next week and maybe joined by Reverend Donna, who's actually packing up to move on to the next leg of her journey. You never know who comes back to visit on Monday Midday
never know.
Meditation.
Never know.
So you want to say bye for now and we'll just join them on the flip side or back at church on Sunday. Later, Gators.
Bye.
Love you. See you
Love you
soon.
too. Bye.